Hello everyone. Harry, my name is Oliver. I'm from Vietnam. Welcome to my channel. Today I will read the history and present situation of HIV and AIDS uh, from Spotlight English Resource. I hope you guys can find some motivative in study English from my through my video. Okay, let's start. The history and present situation of HIV and AIDS. Adam Nasvitz and Liz Way look at the global situation of HIV and AIDS today. There is some bad news, but there is a lot of good news too. Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Adam Navis and I'm Liz Way. Spotlight uses a special English method of broadcasting. It's easier for people to understand, no matter where in the world they live. And Camilla and Henrik were young and in love, but one day Camilla discovered something surprising. Henrik has been born with the HIV virus, which attacked the body immune system. Many of their friends and family did not want Camilla to stay with Henrik, but she remained in a relationship with him. Together they faced discrimination because of Henry's HIV positive status. Thousands of people in Brazil and around the world watched this relationship. Camilla and Henrik were characters on a Portuguese language television program in 2015. Lugar no Mundo is a well-known Brazilian TV program. Camilla and Henrik were very popular characters, but they also address a very important issue in Brazil and around the world. Today's spotlight is on the latest global situation of HIV and AIDS. What is happening with this very important issue? HIV/AIDS has been a major world issue since the 1980s. The World Health Organization says that since the time, more than 7 million people has been infected with HIV, and about 35 million have died of HIV. 30 years ago, there was a lot of bad false information about HIV and AIDS, but most people today know much more about this disease. They know that they cannot get HIV from just touching someone. The virus does not pass through sweat, saliva, and urine. This brutal information has people react to the disease in a better way. So, what is happening with HIV/AIDS in our world now? There has been both positive and negative changes for HIV and AIDS. Here is good news. The total number of people infected with HIV is growing down. People know more about how to avoid HIV infection. In some parts of the world, the rates of HIV and AIDS have decreased a lot. For example, Sub-Saharan Africa has the highest rate of HIV/AIDS in the world, but in East and South African countries, the number of people with HIV/AIDS has gone down by nearly 30% since 2010. Botswana Health Minister Jessica Mercado tells AI Agency how her country made this happen. Right from the beginning, we decided to come to their issue body. We were very open about the size of the problem and did not try to hide from it. We were bold in the sense that we admitted that there was a problem. We were bold in the beginning, everyone involved together. We had a common purpose in fighting HIV and AIDS. Botswana still has a high rate of HIV at 21%, but this has dropped from 36% in the year 2000. Botswana has a government program that treats every person, no matter their age, sex, or economic status, and they have seen particular improvement in one area: passing of HIV from mothers to their babies. The rate in Botswana had dropped from 40 the less than 2%. Many other countries have a similar drop in mother-to-child transmission. This is one of the major successes against the global HIV and AIDS epidemic. Okay, many people with HIV and AIDS are also living longer. People with HIV and AIDS can take drugs to control the virus. These drugs are called antiretrovirals or ARVs. By using ARVs correctly, people with HIV and AIDS can live long, productive lives. UNAIDS is the United Nations global effort to end AIDS. In a report, they said that for the first time, 53% of people who need AIVs are able to get them. This is more than twice the number of people who were able to get them in 2012. But not all the developments with HIV AIDS are rolled. In some parts of the world, cases of HIV AIDS are even growing up. NPR reports that new HIV infections in Eastern Europe and Central Asia have increased by 16%. Most of these cases of HIV AIDS in countries like Russia, Ukraine, and particular part of the population, HIV AIDS is most commonly spread in the area in injecting illegal drugs. But there are people at risk and vulnerable in every country. Even wealthier ones, some people have fewer resources and less social power. The most vulnerable people include women, migrant workers, sex workers, and people living in conflict areas. Vulnerable people have less control over their own safety. They also have less access to HIV prevention, testing, and treatment. And even after 30 years, there is still a lot of stigma around HIV or AIDS. People do not want to talk about it. It seems shameful. The issues around HIV and AIDS are very complex. This shows why the disease is so difficult to deal with. Michel Sadi is the executive director of UNAIDS. He spoke to Global HIV Prevention Coalition. Uh, we must boldly face the structural barriers and basic causes of vulnerabilities. This is what makes prevention so difficult. Unless we address the basic causes of new HIV/AIDS infections, no big change will come. If it was easy, we would have done it by now. So there are many challenges for people living with HIV/AIDS, but there is also a lot of hope for the future. Researchers continue working to find a cure for HIV/AIDS. We do not know when a cure will be available, but we do know that people living with HIV/AIDS are surviving later into life. HIV/AIDS is very real part of life in every country in the world. We are not all doctors, but everyone can work to fight HIV/AIDS. We can look for true information and share it with other people. You can find links to information on the script page of this program. People can also have decreased stigma. We can care for the people around us no matter what their status is, as Michel City says. We need every single part of society to join us on this journey. We have Rosemar to show the way, and we know the barriers in our path. Discrimination that limits people's access to life-saving information and medicines must be removed. These services belong to everyone, whoever they are, wherever they live, whoever they love. Do you have the true information about HIV/AIDS? What can you do to have vulnerable people in your community? Okay, the report is probably finished. So see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.